Yes, Ned?
Remember what Mr. Potts had in the window last year?
Mm-hmm.
Will he have it there again now?
I imagine so.
And there'll be new things inside too?
Don't get your hopes up.
Why?
Because we're only going to buy flour.
Can I go ahead now, Mum? Please? Please?
All right, go on.
Happy Christmas, Mrs. Gibbs.
All right, come on. Let's go.
You soiled the glass.
Does he really look like that, Mum?
Oh,
Father Christmas.
Morning, Mrs. O'Day.
good morning, Mr. Potts.
Be with you in a tick.
Hello, Mr. Watson.
How do you do? Well, that'll have to be all. You haven't anything else at the back, have you?
Sorry.
And you have no more decorations?
You've cleaned me out.
Well, you must have some cotton wool.
Well, only what's in the window.
And you call this a general store? I'll go and get it. I'll take all you have.
Well, someone's going to have a white Christmas, eh? Listen, young fella, me lad. Why don't you pop over there and have a bit of a look? It's going to be a big party again this year, is it, Mr. Watson?
The usual people.
Oh, rumour is you're doing it extra special, though. A real Yule log shipped in and everything.
What is a Yule log?
Oh, it's an English tradition, really. A special log you burn at Christmas.
It is my belief, sir, that when you cease living up to your traditions, you have betrayed the Empire. Although there are some people in this colony who may not share your sense of loyalty to the Crown, Mr. Potts.
Watch this. That's a bank.
Mum, look. This is what I want for Christmas. It's a bank. See? You put a coin in here, and it rolls down here.
Put it back, Ned.
Please?
You know we can't buy anything like that.
Please?
Ned,
Can't I, Mum? Please?
I could extend the credit a bit more, if it'd help.
Thanks.
Just this one thing, Mum.
We don't have any money. Why don't you go outside and wait for us? Ned.
I'm not going to get anything for Christmas. It's not fair. Father Christmas.
Come along, Ned.
It was him. Father Christmas! I saw him! Really? It was just like in the picture.
Uh-huh. Not this year, Ned. I don't think Father Christmas would come in all this heat.
Truly, Mum, it was Father Christmas.
Who's that?
Mr. Watson's son.
Angus? He's certainly grown.
I know Father Christmas when I see him, Mum. The heat wouldn't really bother him, would it, Mum? I mean, he could still get around and everything. In the picture, he's got a cart just like this. We can get around.
Mum, look.
Whoa! It's a dust storm. Yeah! Come on!
Come on! Sarah, you help your mother in the house. Ned, you come with me.
Tara! It's happened! Get the windows! I'll start wrapping the food! Get what you can to fill the cracks in the walls! Clothes, napkins, anything!
Now you wait here.
Father Christmas! Father Christmas! Father Christmas, like me! Excuse me, Father Christmas,
Whoa. Morning, Ned.
Hello, Ned. What are you doing here? My dad came to borrow something. Come on in the shed. Well, do you see what I found? Gosh, it's a dingo. Where'd you get it? Father Christmas. Father Christmas? It's not Christmas yet. I know, but he's around. I saw him twice, and the second time he led me right to the spot. What spot? I found the puppy. It was right in the middle of the dust storm. That's why I'm going to call her Dusty. Truly? You actually saw Father Christmas? Truly? Where's its mother? Died in a storm. I saw her. Poor little Dusty. You're too young to be without your mum.
In here somewhere. Hey. I thought you were going to clean this place up.
I am.
Your mother and Sarah finished the house hours ago.
I'll get it done, Dad. Honest.
Well, just so you do. Done enough mischief for one day. You know where that bow saw is, little one? Oh. Now, Ned, don't get any ideas about keeping that wild dog. Understand that?
Come on, Pip. Better go home. Thanks again, Pat. I'll get it back to you next week.
All right.
Come on, love.
Bye. Bye, Pip.
Good thing your grandmother can't see this.
Why?
Oh, her roses. She kept them so healthy all summer long, year after year. I used to love the fragrance.
Don't they ever have droughts in California?
Not where we were, at least. You remember, don't you?
Yes, a little bit. I remember it snowed once at Christmas time.
Yes, yes. It's hard to imagine here, isn't it? Sarah, I don't think I'll ever get used to it. Christmas in the summer.
I've been around all the water holes. They're finished.
Even the big one in the gully?
Yeah. The dust storm. They're nothing but mud holes. The sheep go in there now and just get stuck and starve to death.
What are we going to do, Dad?
Patrick, you are not giving up.
What am I supposed to do? We've been losing 25 a day, even before all this.
Could we take them to the high country? There's still rain up there.
It's too late. The stock roots are dry as a stick.
And we will just have to find water for them here in the district.
There isn't any.
Yes, there is. Lake Birabindi.
I'd rather die of thirst myself.
Patrick, we could ask him. If he says no, what
Liz,
difference
I
would
am
it
not
make?
going to ask that man for anything. So help me, never.
You're of no further use. All three of you are dismissed as of now.
Just a minute. Hang on then, sir.
There'll be no debating. You'll be off the property by this afternoon.
Oh, don't worry, Bill. We'll look after you till your eyes come right. Come on.
Father, there isn't any work around for them.
Of course there is.
Well, not at this time of year.
It may or may not be true, but it's no concern of ours.
Well, maybe not, but for them it means they'll have nowhere to go.
Well, one place is as good as another in this godforsaken country.
You could have at least waited until after Christmas.
Angus, there's nothing for them to do. We've hardly any cattle left, and those that we do have, you and I can look after by ourselves. And despite what you seem to think, this is a cattle station, not a benevolent society. And we're not in the business of employing men to do nothing. Besides, I don't want them hanging around the yard making fools of themselves like they did last year. Now, please, let that be the end of it.
Ty looks nice.
Not the paradise I promised you, is it?
What?
Oh, this country. I should never have brought you back here.
It's not perfect. But we're here now and we'll make it work. As long as we just keep trying. Patrick, take Ned with you.
He hasn't finished tidying the barn yet.
He can do it later.
Excuse me, Mr. Watson, but there's someone here to see you.
Who is it? Oh, this is a surprise. What do you want here, Mr. O'Day?
Well, as you know, sir, it's getting pretty dry in the district.
It happens every 7 or 8 years. But then you've hardly been here long enough to know that, have you?
All I know is I've got a lot of very thirsty sheep. And the only decent water around is on your land.
So, get to the point.
I have a proposition to put to you. Half the profit from my next wool clip for the use of the lake.
Birabindi?
Only until the rains hit.
What's that bad over your way, is it?
It's getting that way, yes.
Sorry, I can't help you.
There's plenty of water in the lake. We're still nearly full.
I know. The drought may continue. I might need it myself eventually.
For what? You sold most of your cattle weeks ago.
All but the finest breeders, Mr. O'Day, and I can't take chances with them. Look, this is what I don't like about the whole lot of you selectors. You move in on a worthless piece of grazing land and overstock it. And when the going gets rough, you come running to the big landholders expecting a handout.
Father!
Quiet, Angus.
A handout?
Well, that's what it is, isn't it?
Come on, Ned. Come on, Ned. What's all this then? Added thieving to our bag of tricks, have we?
I didn't steal it, Dad. Truly, fell off all by itself.
Mr. O'Day! I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mr. Georges has accepted. That makes 17 altogether.
Mr. Georges?
He's the nephew of the new governor. People will expect him to be here. Now you have everything you need for the kitchen?
Oh, yes, plenty. But, sir, you're sure you still want a hot meal?
Why on earth not?
The weather, sir. Yes, sir. I'll get started on it tonight.
Miss Daly? There's a campfire out there. Who is it?
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I wouldn't know.
We'll get one of the men to find out.
I can't, sir. You let them all go.
We'll get Angus then.
He went out checking fences. He's not back yet.
Put it away before you hurt somebody.
What the devil are you doing here?
G'day, old mate.
This is sheer lunacy. You know there's still a price on your head?
It's great to feel wanted, ain't it?
Not if you're caught, which you well could be.
I won't be here long. I only came for a little chit-chat with you.
Really? Now, what would you and I have to chit-chat about?
A piece of land. The one we're standing on in actual fact.
What about it?
Half of it's mine, remember? We were partners when we bought it.
You have no legal claim. Because your share of the money was gained by illegal means.
What's wrong with trading horses?
Nothing. If they happen to be yours.
Nobody would have known any different if you hadn't given them ideas.
Are you suggesting it was me that told the police?
Yeah. Got me out of the way nice and neat, didn't it? So you could have all this Butte land to yourself.
Preposterous.
Don't give me that. Because of you, I've been on the run for 20 years. You owe me £750. It'd set us straight, I reckon.
£750. It's more than double your share.
And a tenth of what it's worth. Have the money by tomorrow night, understand? I'll be there, and I mean business. Happy Christmas, old chum.
I'm sorry, Patrick,
For what?
that you had to ask him. You were right, you shouldn't have.
It's not your fault. You were only doing what you thought was right. Which is more than I can say for Ned.
What?
Oh, you know what I mean. He's too far out of line.
Well, he hasn't been very good about his chores lately.
No, he hasn't. And for a start, he's gonna have to get rid of that dingo.
It's only a puppy.
I know, Liz. But it's a wild animal. It's a sheep killer. I've got enough trouble controlling them without having one right here in the house.
Well, all I know is that it's Christmas. Ned's a little boy, and this year the closest thing to a present he's gonna see is that little puppy. Let him keep it just for a while.
Oh, you little beauty.
Liz! Look at this place. Where is he?
He must have gone with Sarah.
Where?
To collect things for decorating the tree.
That boy's gonna have to learn.
If Mr. Watson catches us, we're in for it.
He can't spare a few wild flowers, and he must be even worse than everybody says he is.
Sarah, look.
Good day.
We're not on your land, are we?
Oh, yes, but it doesn't matter. That's fine.
We were just collecting a few wildflowers. I guess we didn't realize we crossed over your boundary.
Yes, we did.
I hope you don't mind. There aren't any flowers left near us.
No, of course not. What are you going to use them for?
Christmas decorations. That's all we ever use.
Oh, I see. Would some blue ones be any good to you? They're not dry, but they should last through Christmas. I can show you where to find them if you like.
Oh, you're very kind, but I'm sure it's far too much trouble.
It's no trouble at all.
Come on, Sarah, let's go home.
Wait, Ned. Are they far?
That'll kill you.
Quiet, Ned.
They're just over by the lake. My mother planted them years ago. They've never stopped growing.
I'll tell if you do.
Ned. He's doing us a very nice favour.
I don't care. I will. I'll tell Dad.
You're the one who's going to get it. That would be lovely, Angus, if you wouldn't mind. Come on then, Ned.
I'm not coming.
Don't be silly, come on.
No, not me. I'm going home.
All right then, suit yourself.
You'll see, Sarah. You'll see. You're really going to get it.
Look, if you think you oughtn't for some reason.
No, really.
You'll see, Sarah.
Don't mind my little brother. He just doesn't know how to behave himself sometimes.
For I never will play the wild rover no more. No, never, never no more. For I never will play the wild rover no more.
Who's there?
It's just me, Father Christmas. Ned O'Day.
Anybody else with you, lad?
My sister. But she went the other way.
Glad to hear it. Hang on, what you call me?
Father Christmas.
Father Christmas.
You are Father Christmas, aren't you?
Of course I am, but don't you look in that sack there. I mean, it won't be no surprise if you can see what you're going to get for Christmas.
How come you carry a gun?
Mosquitoes. Big as elephants out here. Man's got to protect himself.
Oh. Is that for me?
Been good as gold, have you?
Do I have to be? I mean, does that really matter?
Of course it does.
But can't if I was good from now on?
So long as you don't say anything about having seen me. Nobody's ever really supposed to, you know.
Can I even tell Pip?
Who's that?
Pippa McKimmie. She's my friend.
How old?
Same as me, I think.
So long as you don't tell nobody else.
I won't. Truly I won't.
That's the way. Good on you, son. That'll leave me free to bring everybody exactly what they want. See you, son. Father Christmas. What a hoot.
That's right. And he really means about the good bit. We've got to be as good as gold. That's exactly what he said. And if we do, we'll get presents. You should have seen the sack. Can I tell my parents? There's all kinds of things they want. No, nobody's allowed to know except you and me. You've got to promise.
Are you sure your father won't mind if I pick some?
Well, why should he?
Well, sentimental reasons, I suppose. I mean, if your mother planted them.
Don't worry. He never comes here.
I can't imagine why not. It's such a lovely place.
It's far better than where we're living now.
Oh, is this your old house?
It's in a pretty sad state, isn't it? But it won't always be. I'm going to rebuild it someday.
Are you? That would be grand.
Just the way it was when my mother put in all these flowers.
Angus, what was your mother like? If you don't mind me asking.
I don't remember. She died when I was a baby.
Does your father ever talk about her? Not even to you?
Well, not to anyone, I don't think.
Why not?
I don't know. I only know that he even forbids her name to be spoken. I suppose he has his reasons. He always does. Whether it's this, or whether it's not letting your father use the lake. But Sarah, I want you to know I don't agree with him. I've gone along with him until now because he's my father. I thought I owed him that much. But I'll be 18 in a month. And after that, he'll have no rights over me. I'll make my own way. And it won't be the same one my father's chosen. I can promise you that.
Ned? You in there? I want to work with you. What happened? It's clean.
I've stacked all of the wood for next winter. And I ordered tools, see? And got all the rust off. I put nails in the wall, so they've all got a special place. And you can always find them. And you won't have to worry. I'll keep it like this from now on. Honest and truly, I will.
I know, Sarah, but it was getting late, and I was getting worried.
I'm sorry, Mum. Couldn't help it.
Why not? What were you doing?
I suppose Ned's already told you.
No. What?
She went for these, Mum. The yellow ones are for the tree, but these are just for you. Aren't they great?
Oh, where did they come from?
A long way away. That's why it took us so long to get them.
They're beautiful. Thank you, Sarah.
Excuse me, but I'm going to tidy up my room now. If that's all right.
Without being asked.
And, Mum, if there's anything I can do to help make tea or anything, I'll be back out in a few minutes.
You should see the barn.
Why so serious? Something the matter?
Meg, I want you to tell me about my mother.
Your mother? Well, now, what is it you want to know?
What she was like.
Well, you've seen the picture your father keeps of her. It's a good likeness. She was just like that.
No, I mean as a person.
Well, very like you, I suppose. Soft-spoken. A sweet, gentle sort of disposition. And as nice as could be to any person who came along.
Well, I can hardly believe that Father approved of that.
He was different then. Not that getting a start wasn't hard out here, it surely was. But he didn't seem to mind when your mother was around. Oh, you should have seen them. They were both so happy. She was everything to him.
Then why won't he talk about it?
Don't blame him, Angus. He just can't bear it. He's never got over her dying so young.
I know you still don't feel too good, but you're going to have to sleep out here now. At least till after Christmas. You will be all right, won't you? Won't you?
Jesus friend of little Mother T.
Ta-da!
That's beautiful, Dad.
Well, it's not a pine, but it's pretty close.
Thank you, Patrick.
Something to decorate at least.
I'll show you how to make the flowers into chains.
Well, Sarah, the time has come to start chopping the branches off the trees. I want you to take the axe out tomorrow. Get as many leaves as you can. At least the moisture will stop the sheep from dying of thirst for a while. I'm going to have a look around with Tom Murchie.
The water diviner.
Yeah, I'll be here at first light.
How does he find water, Dad? With wires or a stick?
Why don't you come with me and see for yourself?
I can come?
Mhm.
Boy, that'll be great.
Sorry, mate.
Any use trying somewhere else?
No underground streams. Not round here.
You use a hand.
Were you watching me?
Well, I knew you'd have to start hand feeding sometime. Since you have to do this because of my father, I thought it was the least I could do. Oh, it's all right, isn't it? I mean, if I help you.
Yes. Of course.
Mr. Murchie!
What do you got there, son?
The animals! They've been scratching. See?
Ned. Been doing that all up and down the creek.
Place right. This one might be different.
Don't waste his time, Ned. Come on.
It's all right, Patrick. I'll give one pass. Keep the boy happy.
axe isn't from round here, is it? I think the handle's made of oak.
Dad got it from California.
Oh, was that where you lived before you came here?
Oh, San Francisco. Dad met my mum when he was over there for the gold rush. We came back to Australia when I was 8.
Oh, after they found gold at Ballarat.
No, we didn't come back for that. Dad wanted his own land. It was a kind of dream of his, I guess.
This country hasn't been very good for dreams, has it? I hope we can change that.
Hang on a sec. It's deep! But sure as a devil there's something down there.
See that? I told you. I told you.
You sure did, Ned. Champion water finder. Hey. I'll have a rest. Got a long day ahead of us. Maybe 2 or 3.
Now dig for a while.
It's heavy work, mate.
I can do it.
Thanks. Tell you what you can do. Give me a drink of water from the cart.
All right.
Good on you, mate.
G'day. Listen, you wouldn't have a bit of work for 3 all-rounders, would you?
You work for Watson, don't you? Not anymore.
Yeah, give us a sack he did.
What, just before Christmas?
Yeah. And with Billy still blind from working in the dust storm the other day.
Yeah. Yeah, not much else going at the moment. Not even washing glasses or chopping wood. Look, the fact is, we could do with a bit of money right now.
Fact is, I'd like to help you, but I haven't got any cash.
We don't ask for much.
No, look, the union needn't know nothing. And all we ask's some feed and a bed for the night.
Can you dig?
After 5 years in the goldfields.
Right. You're on.
Never found nothing, of course. Here, Jamie, you can have first go.
Oh, no, I reckon Bill's first. There you go, mate.
Hey?
Never mind.
Just make sure there's somebody there.
Oh, hello again, Watson.
And you, Mr. Gullett. I understand I'll have the pleasure of seeing you at my house this year.
My man's been out to tell you, has he?
He has indeed.
Lovely.
The governor's nephew will be there, won't he, Mr. Watson?
Okay, Mrs. Gullett, he certainly will. And I assure you, it will be a momentous celebration. Worthy of the occasion and the company.
I'm sure. Watson's purchased just about every ounce of goods in Mitchelton for this, as I hear it.
Oh, terribly convenient. Of course, we have everything sent in from Melbourne, but it does get rather tedious.
Oh, Watson, you remember our daughter Penelope, don't you?
How do you do, Mr. Watson? So nice to see you. It's been such a long time.
You've been at boarding school, haven't you?
Yes, the ladies' college. But that's all over now. It's off to France in the autumn.
Unless I get married first, of course. Isn't that right, Mother?
That's assuming you find a suitable partner, dear.
I found it, Mr. Watson. Stand aside, please, ladies and gents. Make way.
What in heaven's name is that?
'Tis a Yule log, missus. Shipped out all the way from the old dart.
A Yule log? From England?
Well, the local ash simply doesn't burn properly. But for such an important tradition, nothing can substitute for the real thing, can it?
I should say so. What Christmas would be complete without one? Well, we'll see you there, shall we?
You certainly shall.
By the way, Mr. Watson, do give my regards to Angus. I'm just dying to see him.
Penelope, young ladies do not die for anything.
Sorry, Mother.
Struck Island yet, Jamie? All right.
Reckon you can find your way home from here?
Sure. If I stop by McKimmy's.
Well, better warn your mother. Tell her she's got 3 extra for tea. Oh, and see what you can do to make the boys comfortable in the barn.
You reckon it'll be long?
If we find water, anybody's guess, Ned. Anybody's guess. Off we go.
It's a fair price I'm giving you.
Mrs. McKimmie, where's Pip?
You'll find her in the shed.
Oh. Pip! Pip! Who's the bloke with your parents? He's come for our sheep. You can't shear them yet. Their wool's no good. They're going for slaughter. Don't worry, Pip. Father Christmas will be here tomorrow.
Mum, why do you think Mr. Watson doesn't like us?
I think it goes way back. He was the first to settle the district. He thought all this land belonged to him. He wasn't too happy when the government divided it up, sold it to people like your father.
It's not our fault.
He may feel that way.
Angus doesn't.
Angus? And how would you know that?
It isn't logical.
Sarah, life isn't logical. Sometimes it can make people very bitter.
You mean he wasn't always like that?
Now, people in town say he used to be quite different before his wife died.
I still don't think it's any reason for him to be so mean to people.
Mum, if Mr. Watson's so bad, does that mean he won't be getting any presents?
Ned, is that why you've been so good for Christmas? What am I going to do with you?
Boy, Dusty, is Mum going to be surprised? Come on, I've brought you some fresh milk. You can't be sick. Tomorrow's Christmas. Father Christmas! Father Christmas! Father Christmas? Father Christmas! Excuse me. Have you seen Old Man with a white beard?
White beard? Who is it you're looking for, son?
I don't know. He's just sort of a swagman, I guess.
Ah, have you seen him before?
He comes round every year.
Oh, a friend of the family, is he? No, I haven't, but I'm looking for someone who fits that description. If you or your family happen to see someone who looks like that, you'll let me know straight away, won't you? Now, you better be off home. It'll be getting dark soon. Never no more, and I never will play the wild rover no more.
Father Christmas! It's me, Ned O'Day. Could you come with me, please?
I'm trying to have my tea, if you don't mind.
You know that puppy you led me to? It's really sick.
What?
It's sick.
Look, mate, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do. A dingo puppy.
You've got a dingo puppy?
But I think it might die.
So what am I supposed to do about it?
I thought you wanted me to save it.
A ruddy dingo? Good riddance. The fewer of them, the better, I say. Oh, now, hang on a tick there, son. Just having you on. Come back here. Go. Yeah. What did you say was wrong with the little fella? Hey, go on. What's the problem exactly?
He won't eat. And I can't make him sit up.
Don't sound so good, does it? And you reckon Father Christmas could work a miracle on him, do you?
Couldn't you?
Well, I might just know a thing or two about dogs. I've been treated like one often enough myself. What do you say we go and have a look?
Just around here.
This is a young one, all right. What you been feeding him?
Milk? From the goat.
Well, just putting it in a bowl like that, huh? Yeah, well, that's good thinking, I reckon, but I don't think it's enough. Look, have you got any chickens around the place? Well, mix a couple of eggs with some sugar and then pour milk all over it. It'll make it into a real gooey mess, but that's what you want. Then dip your finger in it, like this, then open his mouth and let him lick it off. See? That's the way. Just a bit at a time. Might take a couple of days, but he'll soon be nipping at your ankles and making a regular nuisance of himself. I suppose a little magic wouldn't hurt either, you reckon? Abracadabra. There. If that don't do it, nothing will. All right, little mate. I've got to get going. There's a friend waiting out for me tonight.
The policeman? He said he was looking for somebody like you.
Oh, he did now, did he? Which way was he headed?
North. Along the track. Towards Mr. Watson's.
Ah.
Father Christmas? Mr. Watson be getting any presents tomorrow?
Not from me, he won't.
All right, let's get tucked in. Oh, Ned.
I had to, Mum. She's sick. You won't tell Dad, will you?
It's late. Get some sleep.
Good night, Mum.
Good night, Ned.
Good night, Dusty. You'll be lots better tomorrow. Dad'll find water, and wow, do you see the bank that I'm going to get?
Oh! Well, the wife will give you a feed. You can bed down in there. It's not much, but it's all we've got to offer.
Well, we're not used to the Savoy, mate. Do us proud. Hey, look at that. What? It's the moon, Bill. Blood red.
Bushfire moon. It must be a bad fire up north.
First class meal, Mrs. O'Day.
Oh, thank you, Sharky. I just wish I'd had a little more to offer.
Best we've had in a while, eh, mate? That's right.
You can see the scratches around his eyes. Does it hurt much?
Nah.
What were you doing out in the dust storm, anyway?
Rounding up Watson's cattle all through the ruddy thing. Wouldn't have bothered if I'd have known about this.
No, don't imagine you would have. Here, Sarah, you hold this. Put your head back. This'll make it feel better.
Well, if that's the kind of treatment you get, I'll keep my eyes wide open in the next dust storm.
You're not going to light it, are you? It is Christmas Eve, Sergeant.
But in this heat, I'd have thought you'd just keep it as a decoration or something.
Where is your sense of tradition, Sergeant? Or have you just been out in the bush too long?
I think you're right, Mr. Watson. I'd forgotten what Christmas ought to be about. My wife and children will be expecting me by now.
Just a moment, it's not 8 o'clock yet.
Oh, I don't think our man will show so...
But the threats...
Idle words, I should think. These things usually are. Well, good night, Mr. Watson. Good night, and a Merry Christmas, sir.
Thought you had me nabbed, did you?
Sergeant? Oh, it was just a social call. I didn't know he was coming.
And I'm Father Christmas. What's the matter? Aren't you hot enough?
That is a Yule log.
Ruddy, ridiculous. Other than that, though, not bad. You've come up in the world, old mate. Looks like you can afford to be generous.
Not where you're concerned.
I was afraid you were going to say that. Didn't get the money, eh?
Not a farthing.
You know, I could get real comfortable in a cushy place like this. Might just stay a while if you don't mind.
I certainly do. Now, some of the finest people in the district will be here tomorrow. And I don't think they'll be charmed by the presence of a thief and a rogue.
I suppose not that many of them these days would know that you and me are like two peas in a pod now, would they?
What do you mean?
You know, partners. With both our names right there in black and white in the lands register. Max, Bell, and Trevor Watson.
And nor are they ever likely to find out.
Just what I thought about them horses I traded up at Swan Hill. Of course, I wouldn't be likely to point it out to them. I mean, even if I did hang around for the big do tomorrow, what reason would I have to spoil the reputation of such a fine gentleman as yourself?
All right, you'll have your money.
By tomorrow?
If you get out of my sight and stay out until every last soul has left my house after the party tomorrow. Now, is that perfectly clear?
Invisible. That's what I'll be. And believe me, I can do it. I'm getting plenty of practice at magic lately.
$6 Christmas morning and hot already, eh?
Better make a start then before it gets any worse.
Yeah. Right, may as well. Right, you load the wagon, will you, Jamie? He's a good lad.
Me eyes! Me eyes! Me eyes are better!
What, you can see?
Yeah, well, something anyway.
That's great. Good. See, there is a Father Christmas after all.
More like a Mrs. O'Day, I reckon.
Well, Merry Christmas, Bill.
Yeah, we'll get twice the work out of him now.
You're right.
Now, hang on. I didn't say I could see perfect.
Oh, come on, Bill. Well, Father Christmas will take away the 2 best presents you ever got.
Me eyes?
Oh, your mates, Bill, your mates.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, not before he's had a cup of tea.
5 minutes, Bill. Merry Christmas, Mrs. O'Day.